Hey guys, I got another video for you today. I'm going to be installing a cold air intake on my 2.7 liter F-150. This is a cold air intake from CVFab. They claim some improvements and stuff over performance, and should only take about 30 minutes. Very easy install, anybody can do it. So I've got the cold air intake on the back of the truck for us to check out before we get it installed. Let's get started. Alright, well my tailgate's frozen shut right now, which makes sense because we just got through an ice storm and it's 17 degrees out here. So I'm just going to open this on my workbench here in the garage. It's still in box. As you can see, this is from CV Fabrication, like I said. For transparency purposes, this was sent to me for free through sponsorship. I've worked with this company before. In my experience, they've got great customer service and good products, which is why I continue to work with them. But I do want to put that out in the open right away, that I did not pay for this, and this is a promoted sponsorship product. But I do want to show it to you guys. I really like it. It's a alright, so this intake kit is going to fit all 2015 to 2021 2.7 liter F-150s. It includes two of these 8-layer dry filters, so conical dry filters. The piping is all aluminum. And so the way this works is you have a dedicated filter for each turbo. Essentially, that's the way it works. And they've also done a lot of geometric calculations here to make sure that each pipe is the same length. And it's an H-pipe configuration, which means the two are going to go together somehow where it's going to be connected in the middle. But what I want to point out is it's not completely open. It's just like a small hole drilled through here, which allows for pressure to equalize without completely disrupting airflow. So you're going to get pressure equalized between the two inlets, but you're not going to have a completely disrupted airflow through this H-pipe section. It's just going to be just enough to allow that pressure equalization so that your turbos aren't operating at different levels. And then we've got some clamps and boots and a gasket to seal against the hood. Now, installation is pretty simple and straightforward. Shouldn't take more than, like I said, 30 minutes or so to get this all put in. So let's go ahead and get this put together, get the old intake out, and then we'll get this one in. It's a nice quality silicone boot there. Alright, so removal of the factory intake should be pretty easy. We've just got some clamps here that we need to undo to get the tube out of the way. This last one just happens to be in a difficult spot. Alright, that's easy. We've got a sensor on the back here. It needs to be unplugged. And then this tube can come out, and then we'll work on the box. Let's take the lid off. That'll make things easier. We'll take that off. And this can come off, just like that. While I got this out, I want to show you right here, and then right down here in the bigger pipe are two what are called silencers. And they basically cause a vortex in the air current, the airflow. And that's supposed to cause less turbulent airflow and, as a result, quieter airflow. Some people remove these to get a little bit more whistle or turbo noise. You certainly could do that if you wanted to. But I'm not going to. But I just wanted to show you that they're there in case that's something you're interested in. One here and one here. Ew. That's a big bee. Sorry, little guy. So one thing we'll notice is that the two silicone reducer boots are not the same, and that's because the factory pipes are not the same. So make sure you're getting the correct diameter in the correct position when you're installing that. I'm not really sure exactly how this is going to fit in. It's going to be kind of trial and error for me. There were no instructions included. It's pretty straightforward looking, but it's going to be trial and error. Hopefully, no error. Alright, so I'm just going to start by putting these intake pipes in and seeing how far I can get. Alright, let's get the first pipe in. Now I'm not going to tighten these down yet because I still want to have some movement within the system to be able to get the fitment just right. The company that makes this intake kit, CVFab, also makes an intercooler kit and a cold air pipe kit, which would replace these pipes you see here. I plan on getting a set of those in the future, so if you want to see that as well, make sure you get subscribed. Okay, so minor update. You don't have to take out the box and the scoop. The box that CVFab sends with you, or I guess this shroud that they send with you, actually fits to the factory filter box. So you just have to take the lid and the pipes off. You don't have to take the scoop and the box out. So, my bad. And then these clips actually do engage with the shroud that they give you, which is nice. It's not a perfect fitment. That might be my fault, but it's all in there and it's gonna work. So yeah, we'll go with that. I gotta tighten down a few more of these hose clamps here. That's good. All right. I don't think it's perfect to install. You can see that like the filters aren't perfectly like even with each other, and I would really like to have gotten the filters to seal up these holes right here, but I don't even know if it's actually possible, or if I'm just installing it weird. Like I said, there weren't any instructions, so I mean it's pretty obvious how it goes in, but I didn't know if these are supposed to be all the way through, because the way the fitment and the geometry, I couldn't quite get this neck of the filter through this box here. I don't know if it was supposed to be or not. It's definitely the right size, but just with the angles and stuff, I couldn't make it work. It definitely would work if it wasn't for this box, so I guess you could try that. But I want to leave the box because it still benefits from the air scoop. Alright, so as I said earlier, this video is sponsored by CVFab, who makes this air intake. So I want to spend a few minutes telling you about this specific air intake. It's for 2015 to 21 F-150s with the 2.7 liter. It also fits a couple years of the 3.5. I believe it's the 3.5 first gen, which is 2015-2016. So these are two 7-inch conical high-performance air filters. They say they flow 65% more than the factory air filter, and that's probably just due to surface area because you've got 2 hole filters here versus the 1 square filter. As I mentioned at the beginning, the air tubes here, the intake tubes, are equal length, so you've got equal airflow and distribution for both turbos. And then you have the H pipe here, which allows for the equalization of the pressure. I showed you earlier, it's just got those holes between the two, so that you have pressure equalization without too much turbulent air being passed back and forth. This does come with their lifetime warranty, as does all of their products, which is a huge benefit, I think, to having something like this. So that's one of the reasons I recommend them. They're also a small shop as opposed to one of those big corporate companies. That's why I like working with them. They've also always had great customer service. I've also got a video, if you want to check it out, for their intercooler, which I have installed on this truck. It's been a great improvement, and I do plan to also add their cold air cooler pipes at some point. So make sure you get subscribed to see that video when that comes out. And of course, the biggest change you're going to see with this is not performance. You might see a small change, but is noise. Turbo noise is going to be much more with this setup. You may see small performance improvements, but the factory air filter and air intake is already pretty good. But if you are going to realize any gains, it's definitely going to be by adding an intake combined with things like exhaust, intercooler, and then cold air cooler pipes. The whole package is what's going to get you the performance, not just doing this. The factory intake is already pretty good. So this is just a piece of the whole puzzle. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, helps me out. Leave a comment down below what you think about this. Hope to see you on the next one.